Fork by Jeffrey Harrison. Because on the first day of class you said, in 10 years most of you won't be writing, barely hiding that you hoped it would be true. Because you told me over and over in front of the class that I was hopeless, that I was wasting my time, but more importantly yours, that I just didn't get it. Because you violently scratched out every other word, scrawled "och" and "eek" in the margins as if you were some exotic bird, then highlighted your own remarks in pink. Because you made us proofread the galleys of your How I Became a Famous Writer memoir. Because you wanted disciples and got them, and hated me for not becoming one. Because you were beautiful and knew it and used it, making wide come screw me eyes at your readers from the jackets of your books. Because when, at the end of the semester, you grudgingly had the class over for dinner at your over-decorated Suedo Colonial, full of photographs with you at the center, you served us take-out pizza on plastic plates, but had us eat it with your good silver. And because a perverse inspiration rippled through me, I stole a fork, slipping it into the pocket of my jeans, then hummed with inward glee the rest of the evening to feel its sharp tines pressing against my thigh as we sat around you in your dark-paneled study, listening to you blather on about your latest prize. The fork was my prize. I practically sprinted back to my dorm room, where I examined it, a ridiculously ornate pattern, with vegetal swirls and the curvaceous initials of one of your ancestors. Its flamboyance perfectly suited to your red lipstick and silk-scarved ostentation. That summer after graduation, I flew to Europe, stuffing the fork into one of the outer pouches of my backpack. On a Eurail pass, I covered ground as only the young can, sleeping in youth hostels, train stations, even once in the Luxembourg Gardens. I'm sure you remember the snapshots you received anonymously, each featuring your fork at some celebrated European location. Your fork held at arm's length with the Eiffel Tower listing in the background. Your fork in the meaty hand of a smiling beefeater. Your fork balanced on Keats' grave in Rome or sprouting like an antenna from Bernascelli's dome. Your fork dwarfing the Matterhorn. I mailed the photos one by one, if possible with the authenticating postmark of the city where I took them. It was my mission that summer. That was half my life ago, but all these years I've kept the fork, through dozens of moves and changes, always in the same desk drawer among my pens and pencils, its sharp points spurring me on. It became a talisman whose tarnished aura had as much to do with me as you. You might even say your fork made me a writer. Not you, your fork. You are still the worst teacher I ever had. You should have been fired, but instead got tenure. As for the fork, just yesterday, my daughter asked me why I keep a fork in my desk drawer, and I realized I don't need it anymore. It has served its purpose. Therefore, I am returning it to you with this letter.